live in Baltimore, you know you've done this a time or two. You got a bag full of groceries, but the parking spots right in front of your own home are full. So you double park to bring in that 20-pound bag of dog food, Martin's popcorn. But should double parking cost you 250 smackers if you get caught? Some folks on the council want to bag this idea. Roosevelt Leftwich with more on how a new fine may get lowered. Rosie.
Well, Jamie, this all started last year when the city raised fines and fees for parking. Double parking is a pain when you're trying to go down the street, but should you be out of $250 when you're in front of your own house? The streets around Canton Square are narrow and it's sometimes hard to get around. But in the time it takes to finish this first bid here, the woman who double parked was able to run an envelope into a drop box and hop back into her car and drive away. Inconvenience factor to motorists on the road behind her, only about 20 seconds or so. But now the question, should a stop like this have cost her $250? Or how about this stop? It took Lisa about 5 minutes to pick up something from a friend. She admits that double parking is a little rude, but it's easier to move heavy objects from 10 feet away than 3 blocks away.
You shouldn't double park, and it obviously blocks the road and traffic, and it inconveniences the neighbors and people driving. Like here, it doesn't seem too bad, but maybe like if you're on O'Donnell Street or if you were on Calvert or Charles, then absolutely.
The city doubled parking fees as part of a package of increases to offset the budget deficit, but everyone was getting them. Women dropping off groceries, men walking their elderly mother to the door, even people bringing home the Christmas tree. And for a year, the complaints poured into City Hall, where incidentally, there's a lot of double parking going on nearby.
Parking control agents, they have no discretion. So as soon as they started writing the ticket, even if somebody walked out and said, hey, I'm just getting my groceries out, the ticket had been started, so it was done. So what we looked at and said, okay, we need to do a couple things. One, we don't want people in our neighborhoods getting $250 tickets.
This afternoon, Council's Judicial and Legislative Committee voted to lower the fines to $100 for double parking. They're not giving parking agents extra discretion about whether or not to write these tickets, but they are giving them a new option.
So the agents are going to be required to put a warning on people's cars saying you have 15 minutes to move your car or we're going to ticket you. Because we believe that if a car is legitimately there unloading, that if they can't do it in 15 minutes, they're not legitimately unloading.
Now, there are 2 amendments to this thing. No double parking on snow emergency routes, mainly main thoroughfares. Now, that happens during the rush hour from 7 to 9 and from 4 to 6 p.m. Also, commercial vehicles are exempt as long as they are in the middle of loading and unloading. Kraft says the measure is on the fast track right now. It goes to the full council on Monday for a second reading and is expected to pass on third reading next Thursday at a special council session. Roosevelt Leftwich, ABC 2 News.